Welcome to Day 2 of the 2021 Summit of SmartTS Excel. Today we have 3 sessions. The first one will be talking about synonyms. We'll be looking into adding synonyms, modifying, using, and of course looking for those unknown field names. What are synonyms? Well, anytime we have 2 or more words that have the same meaning, that's a synonym. In the IT world, these words can be fields, files, names, codes, error routines, and so forth. In a company's inventory, you're always going to have a few fields that have the same multiple names. And sometimes this is by design, simply becoming from different systems or mergers. So 2 companies merged, a cust ID on one system is called something else on the other system. And now we have synonyms for the main cust ID. And sometimes developers create field names while coding that make total logic to them, but they don't know or they're not aware of the actual name coming down from the database. And sometimes field names are limited by different lengths in different systems. So on the SAP, we have to have the field be X number of bytes, but on the natural database or COBOL or Java or .NET, they can be a different number of bytes. So how do we add synonyms? The easiest way, of course, is simply to click on the Synonym tab in the main search interface and add a synonym, and we'll do that in a second. Another method is to import a spreadsheet with thousands of synonyms using a synonym mapping tool, but that can be done by the admin. It's very simple, but the admin has to do it. It's done on the SmartTS server. And we can also do a method where we use SmartTS Excel to locate a group of words that are synonymic, and we create an artifact that will assist us in loading many words. We covered this method during our first session about inclusivity, but we will do another one of those here today. So let's get working with synonyms. Imagine I was looking in the system for all the references for the word account, and I know that it's also called ACCT, and I do my search. And now I think I've covered all the angles because I found account and ACCT. And somebody tells me in the company, what are you talking about? There's other variations I've seen. So now I'm getting a bit worried that I'm missing some of my results. What can we do? We can go to synonyms. Let's see how synonyms can help us. First, let's add a synonym just for my 2 words, and then we'll dig in on how we solve the missing ones, okay? So I'm going to go to the global dictionary, and I'm going to add a word. We're going to call it account. And one of the synonyms that I know was ACCT, and we save it. And from now on, anyone who looks for account will also find its synonymic word ACCT. Let's check if it works. I'm going to have that word selected. Click select. It puts the word with 2 squiggly brackets, which is what denotes it's a synonym, because without the brackets, it's just looking for the word account. With the 2 brackets, it's now looking for synonyms. And of course, our filter has to include the global dictionary. And let's give it a whirl. I'm expecting to find account and ACCT, both of the words. So if you look at the search hits breakdown, we know both words were found, account and ACCT. And if we do a hits report, there's account, there's ACCT, and so forth. So what have we learned? It's very easy to add synonyms. Anybody could do it. Whenever you are programming and working on a code and you see words that could be synonymic, you see fields that should be synonymic, just go ahead and add it as a synonym And then other people in the company will be able to use your synonym. So it's a group effort. Let's see now what we missed or we could have missed. And we're going to do this by using a method. I call it finding the hidden fields. So I'm going to look for A, C, N, T. I took out all the vowels. I used wildcards. And when you have a wildcard in the search box and you click on it, you do a word lookup. What it means is it goes to the dictionary to find all the words found in the entire system that match your wildcard. And now I'm going to go through here and see if I did miss anything. Well, here's one I missed. ACCNT. I just had ACCT. And that's, of course, my word. I'm going down here. What else is interesting for me? That's another one. ACCTO. Somebody misspelled this. Had a big party last night. I'm going to take that one. I'm selecting them. Another one that's misspelled. I'm going to take that one. I keep going down. There's my ACNT. And I think I got it covered. So I'm going to search for any of those words. So now, those 4 words I want to add to my synonyms. So I'm just going to Control X them out of here. I'm going to go back to Synonyms, Global, type account, bring up the word, and modify the synonyms. Now here they're expecting comma-separated values, but I'm going to just paste my words, and I'm going to just change the ors to commas. If we had hundreds, I would be doing this in a spreadsheet. And now, if we look at the word account, we can see that we have, oh, I want to get rid of that bracket. There we go. We can see that now we have all the words. Let's see what we find now. I'm going to go and type here ACCOUNT as a synonym, do a search, and we should see that all the words have been found. We'll look at the hits breakdown, the search hits breakdown, and in fact, they're all found. So you might be thinking that I have planted these errors and spelling mistakes and typos in the system to show you. But it's not the case. I promise you, any keyword that you look up in your company, you're going to find someone totally misspelled it. I'll show you another one that I found just this morning. So I'm going to do the following. Let's say we were looking for transaction. TRNSCTN. Like transaction. When I click, well, transaction, that makes total sense. Transactino, that of course also makes sense. And that one, yeah, that's the word itself, we want it. Anything else interesting here? Transactions. Transactions. Well, you get the point. I mean, it's just people sometimes mistype something and it just gets into the system. Again, here we could have created a synonym for transactions. So that's how I use the method of using wildcard without the vowels, just the consonants, and using the words lookup, we can locate different variations of those field spellings and then add them as a synonym. Another interesting aspect of finding synonyms is underscore. Because if you have a field on the COBOL program like date, last, paid, chances are that on the DB2 it's going to be date, last, paid. So if you're looking for key fields and working on a project, you can probably just create a synonym with underscores and that might help you find additional locations of that field. We have a synonym for the word password that was in the system, and I want to see what that is going to bring up in my search group of the mainframe. Let's have a look. So the word password, in our case here, is also PSW and also secret, because you can have secret words. And if we do the all hits report, we can see some interesting things here. Well, first of all, I can see people are using hard-coded passwords in the system for FTPing to machines, which is not the best idea. So you can use the synonyms also to find all the locations where someone maybe has a hard-coded password. That could be another thing you can do. I want to do the same search of password as a synonym on all the data types and see what other synonymic values could be found in our system. Because password might have a lot of words defined to it, and because we're searching the entire system, it might take a few seconds. Well, here are the results, and as you can see, all these words have been defined as part of the synonyms for the word password. So, what have we learned in this session? Well, we've learned that adding a synonym is very simple. You just go to the dictionary and you can choose a new word. You can add a word and its synonyms, or you can find a word like password and look at all the synonyms for the word password. And we also learned that using the technique of the wildcards with the letters, it can help you locate fields that were misspelled, mistyped, or intentionally spelled differently that you would have never found without it. And we'll leave some time for questions. Thank you.